The most shocking crimes ever committed by teachers. We place a lot of trust in teachers. They are the individuals who are shaping the future of our nation and our world by helping to form the minds of our children. Teachers have a difficult job to do, and yes, they do deserve all those snow days and summers off. But teachers are also human beings, and every once in a while they wield power and access to children and use it for evil rather than for good. From sexual abuse of minors to murder, these are some of the most horrific crimes ever committed by teachers. Mark Berndt blindfolded and gagged his students. The horrifying accounts led him to prison for 25 years. Former Marymount Elementary School teacher Mark Berndt concocted a game in which he would blind and gag his students while performing lewd acts. He also placed giant Madagascar cockroaches on them and took photos. He'd have female students hold and then consume the contents of a blue spoon with a white substance, which was later identified as Berndt's own bodily fluids. Female students were also fed cookies laced with his semen. During the police raid, 400 photos of these crimes were confiscated. Berndt was found guilty of 23 acts of lewd conduct and was sentenced to 25 years in prison. Galina Kovalenko tried to sell her students' body parts. The photo was shared by the Ukrainian Minister of Internal Affairs. A Ukrainian teacher who worked at a boarding school for orphans and children from broken families was arrested for attempting to sell one of her 13-year-old students' organs. 52-year-old Galina Kovalenko was trying to sell the girl's organs for $10,000 so she could use the money to pay off her debts. The would-be buyer, who ended up giving authorities all the gritty details, said that the teacher promised to provide him with photos and medical records for the girl. An anti-human trafficking group was able to intercede before the transaction took place. Raymond Dale Payne raped and murdered his student. He killed her with copper wire. Debbie Gama, 16, got into a big fight with her parents one August night in 1975 and stormed out of the house. They never saw her alive again. Her partially decomposed body was found in Gusago Creek near her Erie, Pennsylvania home 4 days later. Her neck, wrists, and legs were bound with copper wire and she was strangled with the same wire. She was also sexually assaulted sometime before she died. The police used the wire to link the case to Raymond Dale Payne, her favorite English teacher. Payne continued working at the school for the entire 400-day investigation until the police finally caught up with him. Payne pleaded guilty to the murder and received a life sentence. He still maintains his innocence on the rape, however, even demanding for investigators to exhume her body to confirm his story and reduce his sentence to manslaughter. Alexandria Viera was impregnated by her 13-year-old student. The middle school teacher claims the boy's parents were supportive. A 24-year-old middle school teacher was accused of having a sexual relationship with her 13-year-old student. Alexandria Viera met the boy in the summer of 2015 and claims she resisted his advances at first. Finally, she agreed to spend time with him and the two started up a sexual relationship that lasted for 9 months. She eventually became pregnant with his child but later aborted the pregnancy when Child Protective Services started questioning her. The school principal tipped off police, and Viera pleaded guilty. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Karla Pauls shoves paper towels down her student's throat. There's discipline, and then there's abuse. Sometimes disciplinary action goes too far. A 33-year-old teacher at Nocatee Elementary School in Arcadia, Florida was accused of aggravated child abuse after she tried to stuff a paper towel down a student's throat. The special needs third grader was having behavioral issues and was spitting, so Pauls got a paper towel to wipe his face. Then Pauls yelled, "He bit me." One of the assistant teacher aides removed the piece of paper towel, but then Pauls proceeded to shove another towel into his mouth. Pauls allegedly said, "Fine then," and just choke on it. She was suspended from her teaching position following the incident. Haley Way was having sex with 2 underage students. She had relations with not 1, but 2 students. Sadly, teacher-student sexual assault cases are a dime a dozen. But this one's a little different because the teacher wasn't just having sex with 1 student and she was targeting 2 of them. The 28-year-old Westlake High School educator from Austin, Texas was fired from her job after she got caught having sex with 2 male students. Way had sex with one victim 10 times or more after meeting him at a student ministry program. She was so close with him, she even got invited on his family trip to Africa, before they knew about a secret sexual relationship. Way lured the second victim on an after-school walk on secluded hiking trails. She convinced the young man to kiss and fondle her once they were out of view of the public. Once the first student found out about the second, he got upset and told his father everything. Way was charged with 2 counts of improper relations with a student and was sentenced to 10 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. Timothy Randle aggressively attacked a 7-year-old. The attack resulted in the boy needing surgery. When a student was being disruptive in 25-year-old tutor Timothy Randle's classroom, he responded with extreme physical violence. Kaur was caught on camera knocking the 7-year-old into a wall at the school, breaking his jaw, knocking out 2 of his teeth, and leaving scars, cuts, and bruises on his small body. The injuries were so severe that the child needed surgery. The former tutor was charged with felony child abuse, assault, reckless endangerment, and neglect of a minor. He was also fired from his position right after his arrest. He was sentenced to 10 years with all but 90 days suspended.